Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm just finishing up a load of firewood here, trying to get this stuff off the ground because it was dead standing and it's ready to burn. But if I let it sit out here for much longer, it's not going to be. So getting it off the ground. So I wanted to talk about Fiskars axes real quick, but before we do, we have a special thanks. Guys, if you don't mind, go down in the comments below and thank Mr. Richard Sullivan for sending us this Fiskars X27, or Fiskars. But anyways, go thank Mr. Richard Sullivan for sending us to use on the channel. He saw that I had the X25 and the Isocore Maul and the Hookaroon, and he thought that I would like this X27, so he sent me one, and I really do appreciate that. That's really cool of him. So help me out, guys. Tell him thank you. Anyways, what I wanted to do is talk about Fiskars axes real quick, because there's a lot of hate on these axes, and I don't understand, figure out what it is that people hate about these things. So I've been thinking about it for the last couple days, and I wanted to give my 2 cents on why I like these axes and why I have them here on this homestead. A little background: I have 10.5 acres here. Approximately 8.5 of it, maybe closer to 8, is wooded. I do heat my house 100% from wood, and I burn 8 to 10 cords of wood a year. I don't own a log splitter. I have all the other equipment in the world, but I don't own a log splitter. I split all my wood by hand. Most of it. I would say right around 90% of the wood I split. The rest just goes into the wood boiler whole. I split a lot of wood by hand, is what I'm trying to say. Now, every time I do a wood splitting video, there's always someone in the comments typing away about how my wood is soft. They've got wood that's superior and they'd like to see me split it with that. Blah, blah, blah. So first off, the soft versus hard wood thing is just nonsense. When you type in there that I'm not splitting hardwood, or that I'm splitting softwood, it makes you look like a fool, because there are softwoods that won't split as easily as this hardwood. Also, this is not a flex. None of this is a flex. I am not showing off in any way. This is real life. I do this. This is what I do. Like, I'm not out here pretending anything. And I'm doing it to keep my home warm. Like, I don't understand why somebody gets offended. And they must be offended to take the time to make a comment about me splitting wood and how they're superior to me. I don't get it. It's not a competition, guys. I'm splitting wood to stay warm. I use a lot of different axes to split wood with. And I am an axe collector. There's plenty of videos on my channel of me restoring axes. I have plenty of examples of vintage axes. And I have plenty of videos of me swinging some of those vintage axes. I love swinging vintage axes. There is nothing better than a Connecticut or a Tassie on a Killinger French curve. Like, they are the greatest axes on the planet. However, I'm not so close-minded that I'm not willing to try new things. A couple years ago, a friend was over and he had an Fiskars X25, and he said, "Hey, have you ever seen these?" I'm like, "No, I've never seen them." He's like, "Would you like to try it?" And I did. And you know what? The thing splits wood. So I bought one. So I bought that. Then I bought this Isocore Maul. I'll tell you right now, this Isocore Maul, when it comes down to handle vibration, there's nothing out there on this planet that beats it. When you hit a log with that thing, that handle absorbs all the shock. You feel none of it. The only downside is this thing weighs 8 pounds. And if you swing that thing all day, you're going to feel it. So that gets back to choose the right tool to do the job. There's no reason why you can't have all of them. These axes are not expensive. I think this one's like $70. The X25 is probably less than $70. I think the Isocore is $90. This is not a lot of money for these axes. If you think you're going to buy a nice vintage axe on a nice vintage style handle for around $90, $70 to $90, come on, man. Don't pretend like you don't have eBay. I just don't understand the hate on these axes. You know what I can do with the Fiskars that I can't do with any of my traditional axes? not care. They can live outside. They can be on the ground. I can pound them into the dirt. None of that matters because they'll take the abuse. None of these Fiskars axes ever go inside. Never. I never put boiled linseed oil on the handle. I never clean the heads off. The one, X25, lives next to the wood stove on a stump in the elements 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It just lives there because when I have something that won't fit in the stove, that axe is right there ready to perform. You can't do that with a traditional axe. Am I being lazy? No. I have lots of videos of me using traditional axes out here splitting. But I like the convenience of just being able to toss one of these axes in the back of the side-by-side, go split some wood, and at the end of the day, I just go in the house. I don't have to clean the axe up. I don't have to worry about if it's going to get wet. None of that matters because it's all plastic and steel. You can't destroy it. Let me take that back. You probably could destroy it if you tried really hard, but under normal use, you're not going to destroy it. And that's what's nice about Fiskars axes. Also, the head profile on these axes are designed to split. There's a difference. All axes are different and they're built for different reasons. There's no such thing as one axe to perform all tasks. It doesn't exist, guys. You might have an axe that performs several tasks very well, but 9 times out of 10, it's not going to do everything. It's either going to split or it's going to cut. It's not meant to do it all. That's why they made so many of them. So with the Fiskars, they are designed to split wood. They have a nice big wide profile here that commands the wood to split. This is also very light. So power to weight ratio, I want to talk about chainsaw talk, power to weight ratio. This thing outperforms, in most cases, an 8-pound traditional maul. I know some people's heads are spinning right now and they're typing in the comments below that I don't know what I'm talking about and they can out-split me all day long. Save it. I'm just going to delete your comment. I have that power. I'm just kidding. I won't delete it. I'm going to read it and laugh. But what I'm saying is this going to replace my 8-pound maul on a traditional wooden handle? Absolutely not. But am I going to utilize this tool? Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? It's available to me. In all seriousness, guys, I've been a mechanic for, I don't know, 25, 28 years, somewhere around there. A long time. I've been a mechanic, professional mechanic. That's how I make my living. I fix stuff. And over those years, I have realized there are a lot of tools made to help you get your job done more efficiently. That's all this is. These are more tools in my toolbox to help me perform the task I need to do out here. Some days I grab a traditional axe or maul. Some days I grab the Fiskars. I also want you to understand that I don't care if you buy a Fiskars axe or not. I don't make any money. They're not paying me to say this. Like, Fiskars doesn't even know who I am. I'm just some Joe Blow on freaking YouTube making a YouTube video ranting in front of his camera in the woods that's hung on a tree. And if anybody saw me, they think I'm crazy. I thought I would explain that a little bit more because there's a lot of unnecessary hate towards the Fiskars. And I think some of you folks might just be missing out by some of these other folks that just hate them because they got plastic handles. So my rant for Fiskars. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and we'll see you in the next video. Oh, one more thing. If any of you are interested in any of these Fiskars products, I'll put an affiliate link in the description below. An affiliate link means if you buy that product by clicking on my link, I get a very small percentage of that sale. So I guess in a way I am trying to push the product. But guys, if 100 of you bought those Fiskars, I still wouldn't be able to buy an ice cream cone. So keep that in mind. All right, see you guys.